What's going on, guys? It's David Falla here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. On today's video, we are going to be doing a taper. I want to show you the steps that I take to achieve a result like this. When I started cutting hair, it wasn't easy to do tapers, and I know many of you are struggling too. So I'm here to share all the tips and tricks that I have. So the first thing I like to do is to go ahead and create the shape up first, line up the client. Why do I like to do this? Because what I noticed for myself is that every time I would start with a taper first, sometimes I will go too high because I don't know, the lines I didn't have the lines to show me the shape that I needed to follow. So what I started doing is started shaping up the client first. And what I noticed is that having those lines there, it allowed me to see more the silhouette of the client's kind of head, and allow me to know exactly if I should go with a high taper, I should go with a low taper, or like a mid taper. In this case, how you guys can see, the back of the client's head is a little bit more flat. That means that the bone doesn't protrude as much. So I want to add the illusion that is a little bit rounder. So I'm going to go with something a little bit lower. And this is going to allow the head to look a little bit more rounded. And also the hair on top is going to allow it to be able to flow a little bit better. So, but I only got to that conclusion after doing the shape up. So this is why it's important to line up the client first, at least for me it is, and then be able to see what I'm working with. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create my skin line. In this case, I'm using my trimmer to create this line, but I highly recommend you to use your machine lever close instead of the trimmer, which that's what I usually do. I really don't remember why I started with the trimmer, which I never do. So once you create this guide, we're going to create a second guide. This is going to be with the half or the 0.5 or the 1/16, however you want to call it. We're going to create another guide. It's going to be about fingers width. This is going to be the guide that is going to start allowing us to create enough space to create our fade. Usually, if your guides are too compressed, you don't give enough space, they're going to look very dark and very compressed, which is not a bad look. They look good, but it's not usually what most clients want, at least in my opinion, at least based on my clientele. Now I'm using the 1.5 lever close to make sure everything is clean above the guide I created previously. And once that's done, then I can go ahead and start fading. So now I'm going to use the half 0.5 or the 1/16 or the half, whatever you want to call it, with the lever open, and this is going to blend into the 1.5. I do want to say that if you are new or you don't understand how to skip guards, then I highly recommend you to use all the guards. That's what they're there for. They are tools that they exist because we need them, right? So after the 1.5, you can use the 1. I will start with the lever open, and then I will close as I need it. And then once I'm done with that, then I will use the half, and I will start doing the same thing, start open and then close a little by little, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. In my case, I skipped the 1 because I felt like I didn't need it. But if you need it, use it, right? Just because somebody's doing something doesn't mean that you have to do exactly the same. It's just we all have different ways to go about doing our job. At the end of the day, cutting hair is all about making the haircut look good. So if you are doing it a way, you have your own system or way of doing things, and it works, and you're doing a good job with it, then continue doing it that way. It doesn't mean that you have to do what educators do or what you see on YouTube. We create this content to help you, right? And to show you how we do things. And if you can grab something from it, awesome. Right? But at the end of the day, remember that you have to make it look good. That's all that matters, right? So in this case, I'm using the same guard with the half guard on my machine, and I'm closing the lever little by little. I'm opening the lever depending if I feel like there's some spots are dark. And very important, look at the growth pattern and look how I'm going against the growth pattern, just to make sure that I cut the hair. Just because sometimes when the growth pattern is one way and we don't pass the machine in that direction, then it might not cut. So just keep that in mind and look at how I'm trying to light up that taper so it looks exactly how I want it to look. Now I have the little line, and all I gotta do is use my machine, no guard. I'm gonna start with the lever open, and I'm gonna close that lever little by little until that guide is not there anymore. If I see any imperfections, then obviously I'm going to fix them. This is the perfect time, once you're done with the fade, to actually go back and detail whatever needs to be detailed, right? Those little details and that extra time, that extra 5 minutes that you might take to make the fade look better, make the whole difference when it comes to a fade. Remember, when you fade hair, it's such a small amount of hair and it's so little that if you don't detail it, it might not look the way you want to. So spend the 5 minutes to make it look the best. Now here, I'll continue doing exactly what I'm doing. And something I like to do is I like to step back a little bit or use the mirror to make sure that the taper or the fade that I'm doing, it's looking exactly how I want it to look. All right, now I'm gonna use my razor to make those lines look a lot more defined, which is gonna make everything pop a lot more. I always go with the grain, especially in the neck area, because a lot of clients might get irritation and bumps from or ingrown hairs from the razor. So I always go with the grain. Some barbers go against the grain, which is totally fine, but I noticed that with the grain, it works for me and for my clientele. If you are a barber that likes to go against the grain to make it even sharper, then go for it. Go ahead. There's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure that your client's skin can handle it. Here, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going with the grain, following the lines that I had created previously with my trimmer, and then just enhancing those lines so they're more defined and they make everything pop a lot more. All right, now that I'm done with the taper, I'm going to put a little bit of product. This was the first time I was cutting this client, and he only wanted the haircut. He didn't want me to touch the beard, which I would have loved to shape it, but he was letting it grow. So every time that I cut a client, I always teach him how to style the hair and what product to use. So in this case, I use the 245 indestructible clay, and then I'm using now a comb with the teeth like a little bit thicker and more separated to create that definition that you guys can see right now. And look how the taper made everything pop even more, making the head look like it has more depth. And that's exactly what we were looking for. It's a clean look, it's a professional look, but that little taper gives it like a modern look to it, and that's what we're looking for. And that's it for today, guys. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. Also give it a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, or if you have any questions about it. And thank you for being here with me. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.